Hello, I'm Adrian Belding. I'm the Director of Retirement Strategy at Dunstan Thomas, and I'm here today in a very cold Carnaby Street in London as part of Dunstan Thomas's research project into the attitudes of millennials towards savings. So what is it that we mean by a millennial? Well, demographers differ a little bit, but we've taken the definition that a millennial is somebody who reached adulthood in the early years of the third millennium. So it's vitally important for pension providers to look differently at this new audience. So we've set out deliberately to research what is it that the younger generation, the millennials, now want from savings, and how do they want providers to engage with them. We've done both an online survey, taking the views of 1,000 millennials, and we've also gone out on the street here in London, also in Liverpool and Bristol, to hear straight from their mouths what it is that a millennial wants from their savings institution.
That you should be start saving when you're mid-20s, at least, even if it's a couple of pennies to a couple of pounds. It doesn't matter, at least you have started. That's all that matters.
I recently opened a savings account actually with NatWest a few months ago. In terms of actual savings, it's just £20-30 at the end of each month to go towards my holidays in the summer.
There isn't a lot of loose cash or things like that, so taking that kind of concept of loose change and electronically storing it is, I think, a really good idea.
You have to go out and find it yourself, and you'd think for the amount of money that you're spending at university and the amount of debt that you'll accumulate at the end of it, there's kind of not enough guidance out there to help you and instruct you what to do.
I'd like a savings account that was flexible so I could access it when I wanted to, because there's certain things like travelling that I'd really like to do. However, in the long term, I still think it's important to save to ensure that kind of when I retire or anything like that, there is some money available to me.
I put my rent money for the term into a savings account, and then I slowly put that into my account when it's due, just to kind of help me know what I've got left to spend on, like food shopping and bills and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm having difficulty at the moment, to be perfectly honest, actually kind of being able to put money to one side. But when I do, it's often for kind of small purchases, so maybe like electronics or kind of a laptop or that kind of thing, things I would need for my job.
And I'm saving up mainly for holidays. It's just, I have the same situation in London. It's really difficult with the rent prices. Most of my money goes towards my rent.
I think it's going to be very difficult, to be honest. Without parental support in terms of maybe with a deposit, property prices in London are just so sky high that for someone like myself, not earning a great deal of money, it's incredibly difficult.
We've noticed a trend that people would like more accessible information online, and also people like the idea of micro-investing.
And now for some good news. Our research has shown that regular saving amongst millennials is commonplace. 62% of millennials are making regular savings, and the amounts are sizable. The median number is round about £100 a month being saved.
So I like to put maybe about 25% of my paycheck towards savings, and I often have a short-term savings and a long-term savings. My short-term savings are for stuff like holidays, luxury items like going on spa days and stuff like that.
I've personally got an ISA. My wife has an ISA as well, and we have a joint account. So we save our own in each way, and then any extras we put into the joint account.
I'm always saving for things. Last time I saved up, I bought the camper van. Now I'm currently saving up. I'm looking to save up money. I need to get a deposit together for a house, and also saving up for a new mountain bike.
I'm saving about £500 a month. That was sort of pushed on me by the fact that my bank account requires it. I don't save money for any particular projects. I just think that it's generally worth keeping hold of as much as possible, because I know at some point I'll be older and won't be working, or since I'm self-employed, might not be working next week. There's every possibility.
We're planning our wedding, which is next year, and we're saving for that at the moment, but also long term we're hoping to buy in the next 2 or 3 years, so we're saving for our deposit as well. Every month we each put in £400 into our savings bank account.
Our research also showed a great demand for small saving. That old age equivalent of the jam jar on the mantelpiece or the piggy bank, which took the small change at the end of the day. Millennials love it, but they want to modernise it. So they want to turn it into an app on your mobile phone payment system that sweeps up the loose change from a transaction or the loose money at the end of the day and puts it automatically into a savings account.
Here we are on the streets of Bristol, interviewing millennials aged 23 to 36 about financial matters. Let's see what happens.
Most people my age think of investments, they tend to think you've got to spend loads of money. So Microinvest is a good idea because you spend little bits here and there. So I'm currently doing it with an app on my phone at the moment. It tells you how much you've got on the app there, and then when you spend on your card it comes down there. So then you click on that and then it'll say save £2.50 and it goes into your little pot there. And then every Wednesday they take it, they put it into your account up there, and then they invest it into commodities.
If it wasn't for the app with Yorkshire Bank, I don't think I'd still be with them. It's actually called B. It's a separate entity to the Yorkshire Bank. You can save in multiple pots, so you can save a holiday pot, a savings pot. You can set how much you want to put in a month, and it will tell you how much you need to put in each month to save that amount. It's quite seamless. You can set pays up really easily. You can also set up a kind of rolling payment to each payee as well, so for rent and things like that it's quite easy to set up.
One of the reasons why we chose our workplace pension provider, which is Aegon, was because of the technology online that they could offer us, and that became the differentiating factor. It is a very simple tool that you could use online and consolidate your finances if you choose to, but also it's just an easy way to see your investments in one place.
We've been asking millennials about the Lifetime ISA, the new savings initiative that kicks off in April 2017. Online, we found a reasonable level of awareness about the Lifetime ISA, but when we got on the street, we found very little understanding of it. However, in both cases, we found a welcome for the concept of saving for particular lifetime goals, and we found that classic millennial hunger that they want more information, they want to find out more about LISA to see whether it's right for them.
The idea of a lifetime ISA is great. It's the whole access thing that would help me. So knowing I'm putting this money into the ISA and I can't access it unless it's for a house or for the retirement would be perfect, because again it stops you spending it on things you don't need. Each month I'm putting aside roughly £500. She works as a teacher and I get paid weekly, so it's hard trying to do a balancing act, but yeah, around 500 myself, and she's putting about 300 aside.
I have heard about it. I can't describe it in detail, no, because, well, the UK savings options, long-term pension and ISA options, the policies are changing around it every day, right? And so what I tell you now is probably not going to be accurate in 6 months' time anyways, because it's in the process of being redefined.
In an ideal world, I guess, especially with young people, especially with millennials, I think paperwork, long-winded letters can be too much for them to understand. I think if banks could offer a service weekly, monthly, just giving a very brief explanation explaining how much interest they've made, for example, how much money has gone out, how much they've transferred in between both accounts, just in a few sentences, and maybe even a little digital graph, a digital visual, would be a lot more easier for young people to understand what's going on in their financial life, and it'd probably get them engaging more, which is a good thing for both financial providers and the young users as well.
Dunstan Thomas have carried out this research because we were keen to find out firsthand what it is that a millennial wants from their savings provider. And the messages have come across loud and clear. They want us to engage with them, but in their own terms, in their own space, in their own language, using their own technology. That means that providers need to re-energise and refresh their savings propositions. And at Dunstan Thomas, we've begun on that journey with a number of leading providers, and we're really, really keen to complete it so that we can engage correctly and properly and efficiently with the next generation of savers now coming through.